Okay. Welcome, my dear student, in the digital learning class of mathematics. So, after completing chapter number 1, that is rational number, today we are going to recapitulate the chapter as well as little bit introduction of chapter number 2. So, first, after completing chapter number 1, you must know some key points like what are the rational numbers and irrational numbers. So, here first I am going to take your first point. A number in the form of p upon q is called fraction if p and q are natural numbers. If they are natural number, then it is called fraction. But if p and q are integers and q is not equals to 0, then it is called rational number. And you also studied what are the categories that are coming under rational number, like your natural number, whole number, prime number, even number, odd number, integer, co-prime number. All these types of number, they come under the category that is rational number, or in simple way we can say all these are called rational numbers. So the second point, every integer and fraction is rational number. As I told you, all these are coming in the category of rational number. So you can say integers, every integer as well as every fraction is a rational number, but converse part may not true. It is very clear that every fraction is not a, every rational number is not a fraction. This is the case here, contradictory part. Next, we studied about types of rational number. We have two types of rational number. One is positive rational number, one is negative rational number. So what are the positive and negative rational numbers? How we can find out them? So first, positive rational number. When we are talking about positive rational number, that means both the numerator and denominator sign remain similar. If one is negative, then second is also negative. If first is positive, then second is also positive. So simply we can say positive rational number are the positive rational numbers are number in which numerator and denominator both have similar signs. And second case, in negative rational number we have opposite signs. One may be positive, one may be negative. So such numbers are called negative rational number. After that, how we can write out the one number, if it is given to us any one rational number, how we can write out 4, 5 or many equivalent rational number? For that, you can say in fourth point it is given, if p upon q be a rational number and m be an integer different from the 0, that means it is not 0, any number, it is natural number 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can say any negative number. Then if we are multiplying by that number to the given rational number p upon q, then we can find out the equivalent rational number. Next is fifth point, if p upon q be a rational number and m is a common divisor. Common divisor means we are going to convert that number into standard form. This property we used in while converting a number into standard form. So let's take next thing. A rational number p upon q is said to be in standard form. How we can find out a standard form? As I told you, first task to convert denominator positive. So we can say q must be equals to a positive number, and HCF means highest common factor between p and q remain 1. In that case, a number is called standard form, in a standard form. Then how to check if two numbers are equivalent or not equivalent? So for that purpose we applied butterfly method or cross multiply. So you can see if two rational number p upon q and r upon s are said to be equivalent if p into s and q into r is equal to each other. Both product must be equal. After then we studied about every rational number can be represented on number line. Number line concept is clear to you, how to represent now numbers on a number line. Next is how to check which number is greater and which one is a smaller. We can say how to compare two given rational number. Same cross multiply method, or we can say butterfly method we are using here. If p upon q and r upon s are two different rational number where Q and S are positive, then you can see if the first product P into S is greater, then first number is greater. If Q into R is greater, then second number is greater. In such cases, it is very clear to find out which one is the greater and which one is smaller, but in some cases you can get both the products similar. P into S is equals to Q into R. In such cases, we can say both number are equivalent or equal to each other. So last case, absolute value related to absolute value. Every rational number has absolute value which is greater than or equal to 0. So we can say minimum absolute value is 0 and maximum is always positive. In the last case, when you have more than two numbers and then it is written right ascending or descending order, then we are using LCM method. Hope so, my dear student, you are able to understand this chapter number 1. It is very interesting chapter. Now on the basis of this first chapter, we are going to start a second one. So let's take what is the name of chapter second and what are the content that we are going to study in chapter number 2. So first, chapter number 2, name of the chapter number 2 is operation on rational number. You all know in mathematics we have 4 operations generally: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So you can see here we are going to apply these all: addition on rational number, subtraction of rational number, then multiplication of rational number and division of a rational number. We are going to deal with all these 4 categories. In these 4 subcategory, there is 2 different subcategories. So I am going to tell you what are the 2 subcategories here. These are additions. First, I am taking the case of addition of rational numbers. When we will start this addition part, we are going to start, then we will get a 2 type of questions here. First, when the rational number have same denominator, with the same denominator. You can see in example number 1, 3 upon 7 plus 6 upon 7. Both denominator is 7. Secondly, 2 upon 5 and 3 upon 5. If we are adding both on these rational numbers, you can see here denominator is 5 in both cases. So this is the first category when we are going to deal with the rational number having same denominator. Second, when the rational number having different denominator, then it is, you can see an example I have given, 1 upon 4 and 2 upon 3. In first case, denominator is 4, in second case denominator is 3. So here we have different denominator. Next is your second example, 5 upon 9 and 7 upon 5. So in this case, first case we have 9 denominator and second case we have 5 denominator. So such kind of question we are going to deal in this chapter, that we are going to start very soon. So up to here I think so everything is clear to you. Thank you so much.